What I'd like to show you is to explain a little bit about what I mean by lensing, lensing formation inside a lot of these orbicular jaspers. What I've noticed when I'm cutting out a lot of these is that, especially Morrisonite, it has this lens type of effect, which means that the orbs are going to be formed in this type of pattern throughout the whole entire rough. What it is we're looking at a side view here of the lensing. Say this is the end of the rock here, and this is the end of the rock here, and in this particular one right here, we're looking at, if we look on face on this way, is that we're looking this way into the lens. So we're seeing a flat face right here, and then the rest of the rough is going like this. So we're looking at face on here and in the part of this lens. Now, in the lensing part, if you what you want to do in terms of cutting, if it shows this way, if you can see this, is that in the rock itself, is that you want to judge how far the lens goes back. So if you look at your rough and say it's in this particular case here, if we're looking at a side view, is that when you're cutting, you have to judge about where about the lens is in terms of the formation and how many slabs you want to make and how many orbicular slabs you want to make. In this particular rough here, I think, but judging by the look of it, when I turn the edge of the rock on the side here and look towards the end of it here, here's the face and here's the end, the lensing is going on an angle here. So just to draw you a little picture of what I think it looks like in the rough itself. Okay, so if we're looking at this rock, particular and sideways view, here's the face right here, which we just saw, and we're looking at the side view. Now, how it looks in here to me is that and how it's formed is that the lenses are going like this. Okay. In fact, when I look at the other side of the rock here, I can barely see any orbs at all. It's maybe like a half inch of just a little bit of orb. So basically, what I want to do is to just take as less material as I can off the face here, because I want to keep the display as big as possible, the orb display as big as possible. So what I'm going to do is, instead of cutting a slab off and just making a flat type of display piece, if I were to do that, the way this particular rock is broken on the edge here, I would have to take more than 1/4 of an inch off the rock, so I'm way back here. So, and judging by this too, the orbs do kind of peter out through the rough itself towards the edge here. So what I'm going to do is try to maximize as much as possible just by facing it, okay, instead of cutting it. In addition to that, when I face it and make a round type of face, it's easier to polish that way too, than a flat surface. So anyway, so what you need to do is to, when you look at the rough here, just if you have one that has orbs in it, if you can identify where the orbs are in terms of the placement of the lens, that'll give you a better idea if you want to make a couple of slabs of it off, or just kind of face it, so you won't lose a lot of the beautiful orb pattern. So anyway, that's that. Now also on here too, if you have your lens here, a lot of the rough has been broken in different phases. It could be broken off this way, and you have a different type of orb pattern and more of a elongated type of lines, type of thing. Or if you have one that's cut down the center of the orbs here, you're going to have the larger type of orbs, maybe kind of like the Bruno type pattern. So it all depends how the rough was dug out and broken or cut, that you're going to get the different patterns of that lens pattern inside the rock itself. So hopefully that was helpful for you in terms of how the orbs look inside the rough and how to judge and cut it.